Hello once again, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail here as we work our way through glass coatings and sealants and rain repellents. Next on the list is the Griot Garage Glass Sealant. Let's get right into this video. Griot Garage Glass Sealant, 8 ounces for $8.99. The product lays down a synthetic layer on your glass or windshield, improves visibility in wet weather. It's a hydrophobic surface, and it clears the surface by beating water and letting it roll off as you drive. Just like most detailing products, preparation is key. The car's been washed while it's still wet, or if you've dried it off, just make it wet again. Don't use a clay lube as you break the clay bar out and use it on the windshield to pick up any contaminants that could be bonded. A clay lube is just something you're going to have to remove later as you want a clean, naked windshield to apply the sealant. There are many ways to go about preparing your windshield. There's no really wrong way. This is how I go about doing it. After claying, anything I miss, like some really stuck on bug guts or whatever's bonded, I'll scrape off with a plastic blade. Wipe all of that gunk off of there, and that will clear the way to the next step. The next step for me is going to be one of my favorite glass cleaners and a magic eraser. The magic eraser on glass is fantastic, cleaning the glass down to the pores. You'll take notice here, even after washing and claying, the magic eraser is still picking up some gunk. So we'll take a window towel and remove all of that stuff and get ready for the next step. For this car, and I know its history, it's going to be a panel prep. An IP solution would work as well. Why? This car has a car wash pass, and the car wash this goes to every day because they want to take advantage of that pass is contains the hot wax treatment system at the end of the tunnel, where it just dumps a lot of that hot wax. There's a ton of buildup for going through every day, and that will take care of it. Let's get to application. This is how much will take care of half of your windshield. It's not a whole lot, really. The bottle does last, even though it's only 8 ounces, for quite some time because it's a pretty durable sealant, really. Cross hatch when you apply, up and down, and then left and right. This ensures even coverage and entire coverage of your windshield or glass. I do want to give you an idea of what to expect, what you're going to see up close as you're applying this. So I'll grab the camera, bring you guys in as close as I can. Again, cross-hatch pattern to apply, up and down, then left and right. Now is the easy part. Just let it sit until it comes to a haze that looks just like this. The first layer really doesn't take very long to haze over. Then all you're going to do is grab your bottle of the Griot Garage Glass Sealant and repeat step 1. And yes, that's true. You do leave the haze on there from step 1. I'm sure if you went and accidentally wiped off the haze, you could continue on with the second step and you would be absolutely fine. But that's what they want, and that's what we're doing here. And you can see, as I bring you up close for step 2, just how thick this stuff is accumulating onto the windscreen. Now you'll just wait until the second layer and the first layer together haze up. This takes quite some time. Depending on how humid it is, it could take up to 15, 20, sometimes even 25, 30 minutes, and it's time to wipe it off. Have 2 towels nearby and even a third, which will be a damp microfiber. I'll tell you why in just a few short seconds. But as you can see here, it will remove. Takes a little bit of work because it gets quite thick and sticky and grabby and is a little bit streaky. If you think you have applied way too much or it's really humid and the sealant is giving you a hard time, the third microfiber, just spray just mist a little bit of water onto it. That's all it's going to take, just a little bit of dampness, and you can remove the rest of the streakiness or high spots, and you're good to go. The sealant is now applied, and although no cure time mentioned, it's a polymer or a synthetic sealant. Let it dry or cure at least 2 hours before getting it wet. 4, 8 hours would be better, but 2 hours minimum. I have this applied to a personal vehicle, our Gopher vehicle. We're going to put it through some abuse, and this car wash here is going to be one of the most abusive things you can do to your vehicle. The first chemical you come in contact with is the pre-treat. That is an 11 or 12 on the pH scale, which is very alkaline. Guys, the car wash has the worst vehicle that you can come through the tunnel in mind. If they can get that clean, they're happy, and don't worry about the rest of them. So it's going to be a harsh chemical. If the windscreen survives routine through car washes, you're going to be good to go for quite some time. Normal wear and tear. We ran this vehicle through that exact car wash for 5 days straight. We're going to take it back to the shop after the 5th day and give it a little bit of a test. First on mist, and then we'll switch it over to the shower setting on the nozzle. And as you can see, the sealant does not show signs of being abused. Actually, it looks just as effective as when we applied it on day 1. Time for the final thoughts segment of the video, my friends. The Griot Garage Glass Sealant. Hey, as a sealant, durability is actually pretty decent. It has some really good chemical resistance, some good beating, some great water repelling properties as you're driving in traffic, behind some tractor trailers with the mist coming from those tandem wheels in the back there. Some really good stuff. When it comes to glaze or glare at nighttime with traffic coming at you, it cuts down on that a little bit, not quite as much as some of the coatings out there, but it does assist in cutting down on that. A little bit does go a long way. When it comes to being user-friendly, going on no problem, but with that dual layer system, layering it on top of the first layer that has hazed over, it can be a bear to remove if you're having problems. If you're outside in the sun, you cannot find shade, just make sure you have a damp microfiber within arm's reach to assist you. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you in the next video.